Hi, I'm Janai. It's nice to meet you if this is your first time seeing me. I hope that there is a message in the reading for you and that you are willing to receive it. Please stay if you are. If not, please feel free to scroll and find a reader that maybe resonates more with your energy, where you're at right now. And maybe we'll see each other again. So today, there are a couple of things that I'd like to talk about. First of all, something that's kind of been grinding my gears, if you will, is one of the most commonly misquoted Bible verses that I think I hear just in general and going around the spiritual community as well. My own personal views when it comes to Christianity, I am keeping out of it. I just believe that words matter, and to misquote this verse gives it an entirely different connotation. I also understand that there are lots of different translations and there are lots of variations of the text in general. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just read the verse for you, and you can take what resonates, apply it how you would like to apply it to yourself, your situation, your life. Interesting. But I just wanted to provide some clarity when it comes to the actual verse. So the way that I hear this misquoted, and most of you have probably heard this as well, is money is the root of all evil, or the love of money is the root of all evil. The actual verse is in 1 Timothy 6:10. It's for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So I'm gonna put that verse out there. My thoughts on the matter is, if money were the root of all evil, or even the love of money were the root of all evil, we would not have, or there would not be reference to 7 deadly sins. There would just be the one, and it would be money. But that's not actually the case. So again, I just wanted to put the verse out there to provide some clarity for those who have heard it being misquoted. Take it if you'd like, leave it if you don't. Moving on. I've had the song Crush, Crush, Crush from Paramore in my head today. That's potentially an energy that is surrounding the collective. So I'm going to speak to it and mention it if there's a song that I'm channeling that's coming in. And today's focus, I would honestly prefer it to be more on us, on you, on the collective specifically, as opposed to other external influences, honestly. Or maybe external interests. External influences is kind of broad, so maybe other energies, or energies from other people is what I'm referring to specifically. I'd like to keep it more contained. Something that I've noticed personally with the blue moon. First of all, I'm recovering from an upper respiratory thing, so my voice is kind of going in and out. I noticed that I am not the only one in the spiritual community to be kind of going through that right now. That in conjunction with the feelings of kind of nostalgia and old memories coming up that I'm kind of having to sort through and process, kind of to me indicates like a shedding of the old and healing those old wounds. Maybe being able to look at these different experiences with different eyes while I'm sitting here playing with my cards. Some of them fell. I see it as an opportunity to be able to look at those memories, look at those experiences with fresh perspective. And if they have a habit of coming up in a recurring manner, I try not to see it as a, oh, I failed, or, oh, I thought I had healed this, I thought I was over this, I see it as an opportunity to be able to review it with that fresh perspective and new eyes, because I'm dedicating myself to this healing journey. And I found that with each new interaction, with every bit of new information, I am able to look at these things with a new perspective. So I see it as an opportunity to be able to review those and view those memories and experiences through a new lens. So instead of giving myself a hard time for them coming up and maybe bringing up old feelings, I look at it as an opportunity to, yes, maybe it is bringing up those old feelings, but how am I viewing those feelings now? How am I viewing where I'm at now versus where I was at then? Sometimes I get caught up in my day-to-day and I forget how much progress that I've made along the way in this journey. And it's kind of a good indicator for me to be able to compare this version of myself to past versions of myself and see how much growth has actually taken place. Because I'm one that sometimes has a hard time slowing down, and I can be very critical and keep trying to push forward. And sometimes it's nice to have these opportunities to be able to slow down and really reflect on how far we've come. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and quick shuffle. We've got Queen of Cups and Judgment. I'm going to cut. So maybe you are also feeling some emotions right now and sorting things out. Maybe you're trying to shelve past judgments and show yourself some more grace, which I think is incredible and wonderful, and can sometimes be easier to talk about than to actually practice, which I totally understand. And don't feel like you're being a hypocrite if you're having a harder time. Like being able to sort through some of those energies, that's part of giving yourself grace. And some of the stuff that we've been through has been some pretty hard stuff to come back from. I've been working on trying to talk to myself like I would talk to a friend. And that seems to help soften my inner critic a bit, if that does anything for you. I've also been trying to declutter and reorganize a bit more. And it's been a while since I've been on here. I would like to be more present for this channel, and that's something that I'm going to be working to fit into my schedule and what's going on in my life better, and keep showing up. Okay, so the first card that came out is the Hangman, which I think is incredible and speaks to that whole removing yourself, to be able to review where you're at, where you've been, where you're headed. I think it's important that we take that time. It's pulling yourself out of the situation to be able to get a bird's eye view, if you will, on kind of what's going on, what you want. What potential obstacles might be in the way? What potential obstacles might be in the way as we're sorting through these energies? Potential obstacles that might be in the way as we're sorting through these energies. Okay, I need to reshuffle. This Hangman card, like there's a desert all around. But the Hangman is in water. This could speak potentially to rehydration, making sure we're getting plenty of water to clear away toxins, negative energies, also just to keep ourselves healthy. Drink more water for sure. Could be the simple message here from the Hangman. But I feel like there's a lot more to that. Maybe you feel like you're in a desert. Maybe you feel like you're isolated and alone. Just remember that you're not alone. Remember that you can take yourself down at any point. You can free yourself. So potential obstacles getting in the way. We have the Hierophant. Potentially traditional mindsets, societal norms might be getting in the way of how you view yourself. And we've got the Fool on the bottom, the underlying energy here. Which speaks to me about wanting to do things differently, wanting to seek out these new opportunities, these new endeavors, and wanting to step forward from a place that is outside of those norms. And I think that's beautiful. To not want to be stuck in a particular box, to be moving away from maybe the things that we were taught and the right and wrong that we were taught to kind of conform to, and instead embracing that inner self, even if you're feeling a little silly while you're doing it. Also, in both of these cards, they're in front of other people. They're speaking up. And the hands. Something about the hands. Pay attention, see me. And putting that emphasis on this is me. This is me. Not necessarily what you expect me to be, but this is who I am. And yeah, maybe I am a little silly. I'm definitely different. But I'm also going to embrace this aspect of myself wholeheartedly. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful energy. And with the Hierophant and the Hangman here, this seems like it was, at least to me, seems like it was divinely orchestrated for you to be able to review and see these different aspects of yourself. Look at yourself through this new perspective so that you can go forward and be the silly, unique, wonderful version of yourself that you are. Okay, next I have a lot of cards that came out all at once. We're going to go ahead and speak to them. I had 6 different cards fall out here. We got the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Mob, and the Page of Pentacles. So to me, the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups is speaking to me about, and the 9 of Cups in reverse is speaking to me about needing rest after, and maybe holding tight onto what you have, feeling protective of what you have, and like you need to guard against both thoughts and possessions, but also it seems like this is the result of maybe feeling like your wish come true, your 9 of Cups here, like your emotions, and the things that you've invested in have not necessarily paid off the way that you were hoping they would. And so it's kind of created this need to pull in to self, which also ties in with the Hangman here. And this need to be able to recuperate and review, release these old mindsets, these old patterns, that have kept this into this like traditional way of doing things, that it doesn't seem to be working, not quite what it was cracked up to be. Underneath, we've got the Queen of Wands, the Mob, and the Page of Pentacles. So to me, it seems like this Queen of Wands here is pointing to this Mob and is like, enough is enough. Like, enough with the mob mindset, the mob mentality, these ideals. I've had enough. We're done. We're done with this. We're going to be magical as all get out. We are going to be creating our reality the way that we want to create it. And we are going to be starting fresh. We can see all of this potential in this rock. We can see the beauty inside. And that's what we're going to focus on. We're not listening to any of this anymore. I think that's a really beautiful energy. And these cards are clarified by the sun. So that's your inner child. You're embracing your own internal happiness. You're putting yourself first. That's self-love. And as a result, after a time of turbulence, after maybe some gray skies, had some rain. I don't know about you, but we've had some rainy, cloudy, stormy weather. And it seems like that is clearing away, cleansing, clearing away. The sun is coming out. Now it's time to have fun. Embrace that inner child. Embrace that fool. Be excited. Because it gets better from here. It gets better from here. And after that up climb of the roller coaster, get to throw our hands in the air and have fun. Have fun. And I love that. That's a beautiful, beautiful message. I am feeling compelled to pull from the Clarifying Life Situations deck. I'm about to run out of storage here, so I'm going to go ahead and get this card pulled, and I'll let you get on with your day, and I will get on with mine. We'll see you in the next reading. But another clown. Okay, we have duality dance. I love how synchronistic Spirit is. That's fantastic. We've got duality dance. Seek balance amid the chaos and find harmony within yourself, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And I love the duality dance. You've got the two different sides of the spectrum, and then to be able to bring those sides together for a cohesive, harmonizing effect within yourself, I think is absolutely beautiful. So here comes the sun. Let's keep at it. In case nobody's told you today, I am so proud of you. I love you. Let's keep going.